Hello everybody and welcome back to Farm Sim 25. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. Maybe your holiday break is over. Maybe you're like me and you still have a few lucky days off. But at any rate, we are fast approaching the new year. In fact, tomorrow night, New Year's Eve for me, I'm going to be doing a 4-hour live stream, which is about a marathon for me because I typically don't go more than 2. And we're going to be ringing in the new year as we have done for so many years to this point, where we stream at midnight, up to midnight, and a little bit beyond. I want to try to set up a countdown. So the top of every hour, we can do a little bit of a 3, 2, 1 countdown. We're going to be playing Farm Sim, we're going to be playing American Truck Sim, and we might be playing a couple other games in the mix. I still got to look at that and try to decide what we're going to do. We've made it into October. I did play for a few hours over the weekend and have some things moved forward. So we have our grass field here, which we made up because I decided that with our cows and our goats, well, this one grass field right across the street just wasn't going to cut it. So now we have another grass field over here. I put wheat in the field right up next to it. Stevie has pig food production, which requires wheat, soybeans, and potatoes. So to that end, we're going to put soybeans in this field over here to the left, and we're going to put soybeans in the field across the street. So these fields have been rolled, they've been cultivated, and I believe I've already got one layer of fertilization on them as well. I've also picked up the field across the street. And to be honest, I don't remember what I did with this field. That's why we're going over here. Oh, I think this field is empty. Yep, we've cultivated it, we've rolled it, we've fertilized it, and we're just going to leave it here for now. We might put, I don't know what we might put in here. I don't know. I mean, I may have been thinking corn for the purpose of chaff. Some tractors running. There we go. I've not decided fully. You also remember we have our potato field up here to the north because we need potatoes for that pig food production. Wheat, soybeans, and potatoes. I just picked up a field of grass. We're going to go start mowing that because we need to collect more grass to dry into hay. We need to make some more silage out of that grass so we can feed our cows some TMR. I think right now I've just got some silage in there, kind of hold them off for now. We went ahead and fed our goats. So we're getting some goat milk already produced. Oh, would you stop? Oh my gosh. Additional game settings can't come out fast enough. So we can turn off this camera collision. I've fed our pigs some pig food that I bought over at the buying station. We got some eggs rolling in now because we fed our chickens. And we got just a little piddly amount of honey. So we'll see how long that takes to fill up a pallet. Oh, honey. Oh, what are you doing? Yeah, traffic. Joseph, we'll run through the production here in a minute. Let me get up to the field and get this guy starting to mow. What's up, Chad? How you doing? How's your holiday been? It's actually fairly warm here today. In the 60s. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, well no, I'm right. I'm right anyway. I went the long way around, but here we are. Yeah, that's fine. Go to town. Alright, so as far as productions go on this map, Stevie has a fermenting silo at the main farm. It's going to take grass or hay and make silage and digestate. He has a placeable fertilizer production. It's going to make liquid fertilizer out of water and slurry, solid fertilizer out of manure and digestate, and solid fertilizer out of manure and slurry. We put down a grass dryer, so grass in, hay comes out. We also have a placeable lime production, so stones go in, lime comes out. We talked about the pig food mixer, wheat, soybeans, or potatoes, or barley, corn, and potatoes. We have our seed production, so wheat and liquid fertilizer, barley and liquid fertilizer, or oats and liquid fertilizer. Sugar beet chopper, well, you're going to take your sugar beets in, sugar beet cut out, and your TMR mixer. Grass, hay, straw, grass, straw, silage, TMR, or hay, straw, and silage for your TMR. We also own the cement factory. And speaking of that, let's jump over here and see how our belts are coming along. They're not. Let's go ahead and get them going. Because on this map, we can buy, or actually we don't need to buy it because we own this little plot of land, if you didn't already know, as part of Farmland ID 2. So this field is also tied to the stone spawner. So if you own field 2, then you own the little stone spawner, and that is part of the land that we own at the start. Lone Panther, go in and adjust your steering sensitivity. Are you using a controller, using a wheel, or a keyboard and mouse? If you're using a wheel, like, kill the dead zone, because the default is like a 14% dead zone. It's terrible. If you're using a controller, I can't help you. I don't touch them. If you're using keyboard, then look at the steering back speed, steering sensitivity, and adjust those as you see fit to help yourself out a little bit. Yeah, we've already mentioned about the update. We're not running the update, but yes, it's out. Wow, I have no idea how you adjust it for console then. Jeez. Camera collision. Oh, I guess his 102 had an issue and they updated to 103 now. Look, I held off a week and a half on recording that video. And since then, we've had 2 updates. It's almost futile to wait. What's up, Andrew? I mean, it's really it's not worth trying to chase keeping the most current version. If you're not having any issues with the version you've got, then just stick with what you've got going on. All right, there we go. Blocks. Do we have a trailer? I don't think we have a trailer yet. I really don't like this vehicle screen. I don't think anyone likes this vehicle screen. I don't know why they changed it. Nope. We don't have any sort of flatbed. And then I swear the people that organize this, they must be the same people that organize grocery stores, because you can't find a damn thing in either. I don't know what the name is of the mod that gives you the clock up in the upper right corner. I added it, and then it's just out of my head. It's over in the Giants Mod Hub. That I know. Look for it under gameplay. Now the issue with manure that is fixed, and will be coming in a future game update. Don't know when that game update is going to be coming, so it'll be interesting to see what and how various manure workarounds will behave once Giants gets that corrected and pushed out. You want to increase your steer back speed. How you do that on a console, I don't know. But your steer back speed is not fast enough. And that's why when you release, it's still turned. But you see, other than running into that on purpose, yes, it's bugged. Giants has issued Our Giants has fixed it. They just haven't pushed that patch yet. I put in a bug report about the manure on November 17th. On December 17th, they updated that bug report saying that the issue was resolved and would be coming in a future update. There has been no update since then, so it should be coming in the next update, which is going to be, I guess, at some point after the new year. Oh, that one's not full. Alright, we'll put that over there. We need to get our forage wagon. Ah, okay. I've heard other people talking about manure fixes, and I don't know, it's like they get detached and I don't know how to reattach them other than to place another one down, and that's a futile effort every time you load a save game. So I'm not overly worried about it for now. Like I said, Giants will fix it. It's been flagged. Of the 9 bug fixes I put in, that's the only one that they've updated at this point. Which is a bit frustrating, but I do know that they are working through many thousand of bug reports. That's not saying there's thousands of bugs. There's likely many hundreds of duplicates. What's up, Sauce Father? If any of you are in the States and can make a trip to Louisville, Kentucky, the week of February, what, 12th? I think it is. I'm going to be at the National Farm and Machinery Show, once again in Louisville, Kentucky that week. Love to meet up with folks. I put a community post out about it a few weeks ago. I'm trying to see if there might be other creators who can make the trip and be at the show as well. I want to try to get some kind of meetups going on where people of like-mindedness can meet up with each other, as well as hopefully meet up with creators. Oops. that they like to follow and such. So this is hopefully going to be the first of many. What's up, Quantum? How's it going? Alright, we're gonna dump this into our silage maker. And while that's dumping in, let's go ahead and execute. That production. And we're just gonna every other load. Next one's gonna go into hay, this one's gonna go into silage, hay, silage, and back and forth. And then we'll be able to mix up some TMR off of that while we wait for our wheat to come in. Susfer, if you're talking about me, I didn't do auto drive or courseplay videos. I don't use auto drive. I don't have the faintest clue how to use it. And I haven't used courseplay since Farm Sim 19. What's up, Dutch Eagle Modding? How are you going? Alright, we'll just hang out here and wait on this young lady to mow the grass. Yeah, I personally never really understood auto drive. Driving from one point of one place to the next is one of the things I enjoy about the game, so I don't really know why I'd want to automate that personally. And courseplay, I stopped using courseplay a long time ago because it was very nice and very good, and I was very proficient with it in Farm Sim 17. Very proficient. Farm Sim 19, it came out. I started doing some courseplay tutorials in Farm Sim 19. And I feel like major developers left. Or they basically had to rewrite the whole thing from scratch or something. Because the 19 version of courseplay was absolutely abysmal. For a period of time. And at some point, I just got so frustrated with it like so frustrated that I was basically having to fix courseplay helpers so often that I really wasn't able to do anything other than fix courseplay helpers on things that I knew exactly how to set up. It's not that they were set up wrong. They just would turn into each other at the end of every row. Constantly. No matter what you did. So I basically said, F you to courseplay, and I'm never touching it again. And I've never been happier. But as a result, I don't play big maps. I don't play 4X maps. I don't play big fields. If I can't do the work myself, then I really don't mess too much with it. What's up, David? How's it going? I mean, from what I understood, they eventually got their act together in 19, and it was a decent product. I think I went back to it once and still was frustrated with it. I didn't touch it 1 minute in 22. Here it is, grass. I'm sitting on it and I'm looking for it. All right, it was already activated. So, similar to my 22 experience, I don't have any intentions of downloading it for 25. I made a community post about it because I know so many people like to use it, and that's fine. If you like to use it, more power to you. But I don't have the first clue of how to use it in 25. I mean, the base game helpers work so much better now. No, this is, I don't, no. No. This is definitely not courseplay. I was just saying that I had such a negative experience in 19, I'm never going to go back to it. Yeah, I was talking about courseplay. Thoth's father had mixed me up with somebody else who had done auto drive and courseplay tutorials. And I was just saying I've never done auto drive. Auto drive didn't make any sense to me because it eliminates the one thing I enjoy, which is driving around. And then courseplay, I used it a lot in 17. I was very proficient with it in 17. I used it early in 19. I made some tutorial videos on using it early in 19. A lot of the features weren't there early on in 19. It was as if either they lost developers or they had to totally rewrite the code in order to work with 19 or something. So there was lots of features that weren't there to start. And then as things came in, they were very, very buggy. To the point where I was spending more time fixing courseplay than it was helping me out. And I sometimes suffer with rage problems. So in my many years, I've learned that at some point I just need to stop, or it's going to get to the point where actions might happen that I will eventually regret. So, to prevent me from completely destroying the PC and everything in that room, I decided to quit Courseplay cold turkey and never touch it again. So, that was FS19. So, we had a divorce. It was a bitter, nasty arrangement, and we both now mutually agree to never see each other and stay within, 500-yard radius away from each other. But in 17, it was great. I mean, you could set up, and I had set up lots of times. You could set up a course to, mow the field, set up a course to windrow the field, set up a course to collect the grass with a forage wagon, have multiple forage wagons running the same course, take the forage wagon and set up an unload course at the BGA, set up a compaction course at the BGA so that there was a tractor that was compacting and leveling, and basically you sit back and just watch the operation. I've done that many a times in 17. It was very satisfying. In 19, what ended it for me was I had set up Courseplay to run a forage wagon. I had set up Courseplay to run 2 trailers to run alongside the forage wagon, or the harvester, for harvesting corn, chaffing corn, and they were going to be dumping into a BGA. All things that I had perfected and was quite proficient with in 17. And at the end of every row, the forage wagon and the trailer would turn into each other. Every time. No matter what I did, they would turn into each other. So it was basically fixing them at every end of the field. So I basically said, screw it. I just hired a standard helper for the forage wagon, or for the forage harvester. I ran 1 trailer and finished the field in probably a third of the time that it would have taken me to fix Courseplay every single pass. But I also had a lot more time back then. I did play 4X maps and things like that. Now we play more for the chill, as opposed to, look how much I can automate. Look at my farming empire operation. But yeah, we just do things manually around here now. Oh gosh, I do like those cloud shadows. I was watching them in the intro. They maybe move a little bit too fast. But then again, right, we've got clock speed set to 5x. But I don't think if you set it to 1, they slow down. Let's try that. Half speed? No, they're still flying across the field. Now, before we get too far into this and I forget again, this video is brought to you by Greg Musin and Nuka-Cola. Thank you for being farm barons. Alright, that is good to go. No. Not that I think. Punchy D. It's just C. I mean, is this cab view look different than your cab view? We dropped off at the silage place, and this time we're going to drop off here at the grass place. Yeah, we're going to stream tomorrow night, my New Year's Eve tomorrow night, 8 o'clock till midnight, my time. So, same start time, just 4 hours, 4.5 hours we'll go. Oh, you know, I wonder, can I buy silage additive here? Okay, so, alright, well, in that case, no, I can't. Alright, give me a brief memento. I may or may not have it. Yeah, okay. Let's see how crappy their search is. Oh, it's great. It's still terrible. Just like I expected. Alright, I do have a mod in called Cab View. Of course, I googled Cab View, and what do I get? Here, realistic Cab View. Would you go away? So, shift, lean forward. So I've got this. This is installed. Cab view. That may be what you're seeing. There's a little bit of difference there. Nope. Stop. I don't know why I can't. Oh, I know why. You know what? Let's do this. I've been messing with an eye tracking program. I didn't like it. I thought it was too distracting. Every time I looked to see what time it was, the dumb thing would have me looking up to the right in cab. It was annoying as all get out. So, turn you off. So, I don't use it anymore. I mean, if I probably sat more than 2 feet away from a giant monitor, it would probably work better. So, let's see if now I can look around in cab. And see if my zoom works. Sticky keys. Yep. Well, this map always hangs here like 55%. Yeah, that worked now. That worked now. So now I can look around. All of that. I can look and zoom in. That's what cab view does. Let's see, I can only go that far. I can only go that far. Uh, what? What, Calvin? Do what? If you're talking about pausing at 55%, it doesn't have anything to do with integrated graphics. Well. It's okay, Chad. There's always the replay. What's up, Biggie Farming? How are you doing? Now, if you watch the log, it's basically loading in. It's loading in map things. Into either graphic memory or system memory. Because if you load into a map a few times, kind of back to back to back to back, it gets faster through that point. Alrighty, so our mower guy is done. What kind of frame rates are you seeing, Calvin, with your integrated graphics? I've got a video dropping tomorrow where I run through some settings that I have worked up for a little mini PC that I have that I use to test 22 maps, and now we'll be using it to reference 25 maps going forward. Well, I mean, mods don't really factor into that. Unless you have 250 mods all in the same area. Or 250 vehicles all in the same area. Now, a large number of mods will go into slowing down the game launch. That would be from the time you double click on the shortcut till you get to the main menu. And depending on what you have purchased in your save from those mods, that can also affect the map loading time, the save game loading time. Well, Big E, glad you can catch up with us. Like I said, we're going to be streaming tomorrow night, too, for New Year's. If you're not doing anything, then come on back. What's up, Midwest Farmer? How's it going? What type of integrated graphics do you've got, Calvin? I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. That's what our goal is, to have an enjoyable stream. Let's put this thing away. Joseph, I mean, not really. Manure is bugged in the fact that the heaps or the extensions disconnect from the animal pens. So you may start seeing manure spawn, but it will eventually just stop. Now, it may affect the overall health of the cows. I don't recall that. I just like to add them in. 5090. What's that? David's a big-time brain mill operator, I see. We're going to be selling our concrete blocks here in a little bit. Free concrete blocks, because we get free stones right from the dredge. Oh, there we go. How's our operation going? Yeah, Smoke, that's the bug. Just don't worry about it. Giants has updated the bug report I put in on November 17th with an update on December 17th, which I found that ironic, saying that that was going to be fixed in a future update. Well, 4090 isn't integrated graphics. That's very not integrated graphics. And that should basically run everything on ultra high. Chris, there is not, which is a frustration. We had asked, I had explicitly asked if they could provide partners with a running list of things fixed, just waiting on an update to drop. And basically they said no, nobody reads those things. And completely discounted, and fucking really pissed me off, actually. Discounted that suggestion because it was like, no, people won't look at it. They're all ignorant and stupid. And I was like, you know what? Why don't you fucking know your partners a little bit better? Because some of us are actually wanting to help you out. So, basically, if you have a bug, report it. I don't care if it's been reported 1,000 times, report it again. Because Giants has chosen to deliberately not inform their player base on what is being fixed and what's not being fixed. So you can report bugs at feedback.giants Software.com. So report any and all bugs that you know of or think of or come across there. And if the same bug gets reported 5,000 times, well, they asked for it, quite frankly, because they said, no, we're not going to tell you what bugs we fixed and just haven't updated yet, or bugs that we know have been reported and are working on. Because you know what? That might be useful and helpful information for the community. So the community just doesn't think Giants doesn't give a flying hoot. Or so instead of being just angry and frustrated that things are never getting fixed, maybe they can at least know that, hey, this thing I'm having an issue with is getting fixed. I just need to wait a little bit for a patch to come out. So by all means, report the manure problem. So yeah, report the manure problem. Report every bug that you've come across. Anything that's not working the way you think it is should be reported. Regardless if they do or don't want to tell us, you should report bugs that you've come up with. Because as I've said before, an unreported bug will never get fixed. So don't expect something that you're experiencing to have already been reported. Because imagine if everyone's like, oh, someone's probably already reported that. Then it never gets reported, and then it never gets fixed. And then people get frustrated that they've never fixed a problem that they've never been told about. Right? They play tested it. But like the manure thing is an interesting predicament, because you can put an animal pen down, you can put a manure heap down, you can put straw in for your animals, and you can see that the manure spawns. Check that off the list. Yep, it works. But if you exit the game and come back in, not anymore. So I can see how certain things can come to pass where they may have gotten checked off. Yep, that works. Or there can be times where they've gone through and tested something. They've made some adjustments to the code that shouldn't break something else, but has broken something else as a result. So you almost need to test everything after you do anything. And that's really not realistic. Right? That'd be like if you're building a house and you've already gone through your plumbing inspection and you install a light switch. Well, we got to go through and make sure all of our plumbing doesn't leak again. And then when you put up a sheet of drywall, well, we better make sure the plumbing doesn't leak again. Although with the drywall, you could drive a nail through the water pipe, so that could be a thing. And Chris, I've not seen that issue. I've not seen that issue at all with grass not growing back after rolling. In fact, I might just roll this grass. See if it comes up. Where are we at? Where is it at, rollers? It's under grass, isn't it? Give me this. But I've rolled grass on Riverbend Springs. I've rolled grass on Riverview, and now we'll roll grass on this and see what happens. if you roll it after the first harvest, right after you cut it. I mean, that's what we're doing here. That's the first time I've mowed this grass, right? Now it's a different account. Did you set up an account? It's not the same account as the forum. So the feedback site is its own thing. Well, I mean, it's probably a forgot password thing. If you go in there, if you forgot password, put in your email. It should send you something. We'll try it. We'll try it once we get done collecting our grass here. And then I've got a field of grass that I planted, so we can try that over there too. I feel like I dumped it in there last time. Do you have pop-ups blocked? I don't think that would affect it, but that's something to think about. I don't think you filled out too many. I know some partners that got some pretty high bug count numbers. Well, Midwest Farmer, now would be a great time to check it out because it's gone through 2 updates since I did a video on it. Yeah, I kind of like it, right? It's opened up. Like this was like 2 or 3 different fields. But now it's a big field 10. Field 8, which is across the street. You know, that was a couple different fields also. The area there by the farm and down to the river has been opened up and sloped down. So there's just little updates or little changes, and well, they feel like little changes that kind of open the map up a lot. David, I don't follow Stevie, so I have no idea. The only reason I know there's been an update is because someone left a comment a day or two ago that it's been updated. So, if you go to their Facebook, if you go to Stevie's Facebook, there's probably posts there about it. I think Stevie's started doing things on YouTube more, so there may be like an update post or an update video on YouTube talking about the changes. But the manure heap was one that was today. I don't know if the save requires a new save. If he changed the animal buildings, at worst it may require you to sell the building and put it down again. But I don't know what other things he's changed. So I'm running 1.1, then he updated like 1.2, and then today like 1.3 dropped. Yeah, I just don't follow anybody because that way I figure I can be as impartial as possible. By not following anybody on any social networks, it's guaranteed I won't become a fanboy of them, and therefore when I get around to using a map or talking about a map, then it's a fresh perspective. Plus, I absolutely can't stand Facebook. I never go there. My family knows if they want to keep a secret from me, they put it on Facebook, because I'll never know about it. So how much rice did you have to harvest? Now, is that long grain rice flour or regular rice flour? I did see, it looks like, what, Calmden is ready. Is that going to Giants? I saw some thumbnails about some videos on that map, so it sounds like maybe that map is near done or has been sent to Giants. Of course, if it's been sent to Giants in the last week or so, we probably won't see it until February. Unless, of course, Giants does, you know, takes it and tests it out of order. But they wouldn't dare do that. They would respect every modding partner equally. And therefore test things as they come in. David, I think it's all the same group. I think the mod group is the mod group. Well, yeah, I get you. But it would be a policy that let's play armchair QA manager, right? That would be a policy I would implement. First in, first out. Don't care who the heck you are. If there's 100 first-time modders ahead of you and you have been modding since FS09, well, good for you. I'm glad you stuck to the game that long, but you're going to have to wait. And if there's 100 first-time modders out there ahead of you, then they'll probably testing will go fairly quick. So, you know, but still, you stand in line like the rest of us. I mean, they plan to release it for 25. And we're not even 2 months into the game yet. And will it ever make it? Oh my gosh, we got 3 years to go. Alright, this last bit should go pretty quick because we've got one more long run to go and then it's a bunch of short runs. Lag kills? Probably never. I don't think Peterbilt is, well, it's definitely not a part of Mac. And in order for a Peterbilt mod to drop on console, Giants has to have a license with Peterbilt. So, until Giants has a license with Peterbilt, or a license with a parent corporation that sub-licenses then Peterbilt, i.e. has a license for Peterbilt, it's not going to come out on console. That's why you'll see on PC a branded mod, and then there will be the equivalent unbranded version drop for console, because there are restrictions by Sony and Microsoft, not Giants. Sony and Microsoft says that they can't have anything on their platforms that isn't licensed. Well, the only way that's going to happen is if either Giants has a license with Peterbilt, or whatever modder is putting this together somehow has enough pull with Peterbilt to obtain a license in their own regard. So I wouldn't hold out hope. They could call it that or anything else. I don't know what the official rules are anymore with respect to console branding of fantasy brands, but yeah. Trying to pull up an example. Pretty sure I saw an example recently drop. Course, recently dropped in the last few weeks is I guess we're not going to be able to roll it today because the clock's moving too quick. Alright, so here's an example. Right, so this mod is that brand, right? So it's PC only. This is the console equivalent, right? That's just a lizard. But they're the same model, it's just this has a brand name on it. And this doesn't. and can't because it's console only. Same with this. This is swimmer tank, right? But this is the lizard tank, so this is the same thing. Just can't have the swimmer name on it. And this is released for all platforms. Whereas the other is PC only. So do we have any more examples? We might not have any more. There were plenty of examples in 22 of that. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. I didn't mean to bump that up to 15. Alright, the next load might be the last load. I think we dumped in there. We'll dump in here again. One more load, then we'll make it into November. I think one of the things, David, is I heard something about Walter was moved. So maybe Walter's no longer at the main farm. And maybe that means you can delete the farmhouse. If I just sit and think about things for a little bit, things come back to me. There you go. Smoking Joe confirmed. Poor Walter, he got kicked out of the farmhouse. We moved in and we're like, dude, you gotta go. You gots to go, man. what's in here? Dude, this is bigger on the inside. Like it's a fire department. That doesn't look like a fire department. You know what? I know, right? As soon as you show up, they like turn at you and look at you. It's like that elf on the shelf. The thing is staring at you no matter where you are in the room. Freaky. Somebody needs to put tape over its eyes. Oh, Chad, I talked to Walter for like a year just so you would never have to. I mean, it's one of these features in Farm Sim 25 that I have to think, did anyone ask for it? Like somebody thought it was a good idea. But was it outside of Giants, or was it only someone inside Giants thought it was a good idea? Well, I got frustrated when I did that video, because they would, even before a whole year was up, they were repeating themselves. It's like, really? You don't have anything else to say? Like, you don't have more than 12 unique things to say? It's like, you know, Kate down at the animal dealer. She's got really great information, you know, about caring for animals and things. So if you'd rather not read the help information, you could hear it from her. And that's totally fine. But then there's like other conversation prompts you can have to, you know, just conversate, right? And she doesn't really seem to have that many stories. So the next thing you know, you've kind of blown through everything. And Ben's over here, right? You know, this guy. He's basically just
going, newbie?
Don't you be calling me no newbie. Right? All he's going to do is basically tell you how to farm.
Shall I explain again?
Yeah, I do. Right? That's all he's going to do. Once you iterate through all of his help information, he doesn't have anything else to add. David's kind of useless. Other than he kind of tells you things not to do. Noah's kind of freaky. He turns out to be the creepy one that you want to stay away from. It's got an interesting love story. Or a love lost story. All right, this will be the last load. And again, folks, we're going to be back tomorrow night for a 4-hour live stream as we ring in the new year. I'm on the East Coast, as you can see by the real-time clock, because it is 9:33. So we're going to be streaming from 8 o'clock till after midnight. We're not going to stream Farm Sim for the entire 4 hours. We're going to bounce around a little bit between Farm Sim and a couple other games. Possibly some games that we enjoy over on the secondary channel. We do American Truck Simulator over there. We do Wreckfest over there. I've done Manor Lords in the past. I've done City Skylines 2. We are just started a multiplayer Baldur's Gate 3 run. We did a run offline probably about a year ago with the same crew. And we've got the band back together, if you will. And we're doing another run on a Tactician. I don't think we're not gonna do that tomorrow. So I gotta figure out what we're gonna do tomorrow night for 4 hours in Farm Sim and a couple other things. Now I do know that some of Walter's messages are based on conditions, right? So, like, if I go talk to Walter right now, he's going to tell me how proud he is of me because I've made it, right? Because I got $9 million in the bank. So, at some point, maybe if you have your first million or you have enough money in the bank, he comments about how well you've done financially. In theory, he might comment about other things, like as you're building the museum, because supposedly he's supposed to like recount the history of the map or the history of the place, the town, and comment a little bit about the mill, you know, that you're renovating and things, but you know, other than that, and he calls you a kid all the time. That gets annoying. Nope, 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 nope. Oh man, I just bought that. 33,000. Can I sell it and buy it back cheaper? I could. But this has, what, 28 hours on it? You know what would be nice? It would be nice if you could like come in here to your productions. And like here, I want to move some of this hay, but not all of it, over to my TMR mixer. Right? I want to be able to define, I want to move, let's say 100,000 liters of hay over to here. Or I want to move, you know, 100,000 liters of silage over to TMR, right? I don't want to have to go here and say, distributing. I want to be able to say, I want you to go here, and this is how much I want you to go there. Why did I even grab that? Alright, do I have a mixer? Do I have a mixer? No, 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 no. I don't. Do I want to put a mixer in? Yeah, we'll let them eat down that a little bit. Oh, we're gonna go roll. I mean, we could do that too. Yeah, let's do that. Oh my gosh. I guess there's been a lot of time where where they've been waiting on product. Because from my time lapse, it looked like you got a building every year. Yes, this is a edit of Riverbend Springs by Stevie. I did a map tour on it last week. There's been some changes, of course, down at the main farm. They significantly expanded and opened up main farm, larger fields around the farm. We're about to come over here to a larger grass field. That was probably 2 or 3 different fields on the original map. Right here we have a placeable zone, a buildable zone down here by the railroad tracks. Right, so all that's been opened up and cleared out. Get to work. Alright, so the info box goes away. Oh, it's not smashing it down. Nice. Alright, anyway, let's go back over here. Yeah, we ran out of time. That's why we're gonna go over here. And we're gonna mow this new grass field I put in. I mean, I'd rather not do grass work all night, but Let's come over here. Let's get you filled up again. So this is a planted grass field. This is our first harvest off this planted grass field. And then we'll roll the field after we're done mowing it and collecting it. Now, we probably won't finish that tonight, so we'll be doing that tomorrow night. Tony, what's up? Indeed, David. Universal Autoload is the best and only autoload mod you ever need. Yeah, I don't know. Like I've not been able to. I've not had it happen to me. And it's like I've heard about it ever since I did the grass video, and I talked about rolling grass. And people are like, "Don't roll grass because your grass doesn't grow back." And I'm like, "I look at the video; it grows back." Holy cow, it's foggy. Foggy down here by the river. I really wish there was a sleep trigger down here at the river. Right, when I saw that we had this houseboat in the pre-release videos, I kind of wanted to be able to use this houseboat. Oh no, I'm in the water. Right? I also want to go on the river. Come on, let's drop anchor, let's set sail. Let's get this party started. The log cabin does take a long time to build, and it takes a lot of product, and it's really not worth it. It's frustrating. There was a comment made in my video where I built out all the placeables that the log cabin doesn't take a single log. Who would have thought that the log cabin would not take a single log to be built? But like, if you do the math, it costs a lot more to supply the house with its buildable materials than it does to just build the dang house. And if you factor in, you know, having to buy all the productions to make all the things on top of that, then it's even more. I mean, I guess Stevie put in the silage bunker for those that want to make silage the old-fashioned way. But it seems a little redundant with the fermenter. But yeah, you'd think the log cabin, you would deliver logs straight from the forest. For the exterior, at least. I want to see the first buildable building mods. I don't think we've seen any of those yet. Well, I like these little sheds. These little barns are more costly than they are to just place also. So it's an interesting mechanic to do once and never do again because of the it's not worth it. You know, the little shed or the little barn that's on the starting farm. Well, Stevie moved it over to here. But by the time you deliver the goods to build out this barn, well, you probably could have placed like 5 or 6 of them. Right? Because this thing wants 1,000 beams, planks, and logs for this step, and it's probably, I think it's like 5 stages or something. What's up, S-Pex? How's it going? Yeah, it's not that functional, is it? I mean, there's a couple that are semi-functional. But then there are a couple that are just like, take space. Now, let me go over here and ask you folks something. See if it's on this map or not. Over here at the football stadium, Country Ridge Countryside High School, right? What is this? So there's a trigger at the goalpost, right? And there's a trigger at that goalpost. We've talked a little bit about what this could possibly be. Right? Oh, stop. There we go. Now apparently there's apparently supposed to be a ball spawn here, but no ball spawns there. There was a reference to no. Someone said something that like there was a football over here somewhere. So I kind of want to know if you find a football and if we chuck the football through the goalpost, like, does anything happen? I don't know, but if you come across a football, try that and see what happens. Oh, come on, Chad, you want to be a walk-on? You got to play for the old football team. No, there was no small greenhouse pallets in the game. There were no liftable pallets base game in 22. Yeah, there's a soccer ball up here. Well, it's probably not on this edit, but there's a soccer ball there. Up in the trees by the shed that has the harvester in it. There's a beach ball on top of a observation tower. I think there's another beach ball somewhere else. But it wouldn't make sense to put a soccer ball through there. But in your gameplay, if you find a football, take it over there and see what happens. Oh, that's... Oh, would you stop? That's interesting. We got like grass down there underneath the silo. What's up, Al, or is it AI? I don't know. We'll go with Al. How you doing? Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the game and glad I was helpful. Yeah, there's... Well, I don't have that barn. Yeah. There's a ball up on top of the barn, hidden away. Well, on the Discord, somebody said, like, if you look at the map in GE, there's apparently a ball spawner that's supposed to spawn a ball at the 50-yard line. Kind of like on Zelonka, there was a soccer ball, football that spawned on the field, right? And if you put the ball in the goal, you would get a score. So maybe it's the same general principle. It's just the ball's not spawning Or maybe you have to go find it somewhere. Or it could be a feature that just never got finished. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen things on maps that leave you to speculate, is this intended for something else that just never got done? I mean, yeah, it would be nice if we had to supply greenhouses with manure. Thankfully, we have modded greenhouses that we can use to give us that added level of realism. I would assume everyone's using the proper roller. I mean, that's the only roller I've ever used on grass, is the grass roller. There's only one. Definitely Adam. I mean, it says fish hatchery on a sign. If you hadn't seen that sign, it actually says basically fish and wildlife on it. So it does feel like it's visit. Yeah, it does feel very, very detailed for it to be just a big waste of space. Right? So here we go. Local game and fish. But it's locked up, right? Did I not turn you on? It's very detailed. We've got our locks. We got our kind of our different areas. So it'll be interesting to see if any DLCs drop in the first year that expands that functionality. And then this was right. They later removed the triggers here, and they put stuff here. But it was like, what's up with the chicken coop that you can't put chickens in? And I'm pretty sure they said that was something coming. Possibly a content update or something. So we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe, Daniel, maybe. So we'll just have to wait and see this coming year what surprises Giants has in store for us. And on that note, I think we're going to close out for the night. Tomorrow, we'll be back here doing our New Year's live stream. The first DLC will be in Q1 of 2025. So expect it to drop sometime between January and March. Typically, in the past, the first DLC has shown up in February time frame. So I would suspect February to March time frame to see the first DLC. Possibly an announcement on what that DLC will be toward the end of January. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow night doing a 4-hour live stream. We'll start here on Farm Sim and then just kind of make our way over to other games and everything to ring in the new year. So if you're not doing anything, come on back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's basically 2 hours earlier than it is right now, depending on your time zone. Until next time, happy farming.